Hey guys, Lianne here. I'm here with my kitty and my dog, who's got a little Elizabethan collar because he just got neutered. Yes, his name's Romeo. Can you imagine? Neutering Romeo? It's pretty sad. Anyways, I just want to get on here quickly to talk to you a few minutes about staying grounded in these intense times. I've done a few videos so far. I talked about self-care and living authentically. Today I want to talk about really doing the work. Katie Byron calls it the work, but it's around working through some of your shadows, some of your own things that come up, the darker side, the things that you struggle with, the things that keep you blocked, the limiting beliefs. It's by actually facing those things that come up in these difficult times, and instead of lashing out at others, projecting them into others, which we do tend to do, but is to really look at them with curiosity, compassion, love, and kindness to yourself, and say, oh, that's where it's coming up again. Just to give you an example, as I work with clients and every day in private and group coaching sessions, there's a lot of commonality of things that stop people from living their greatest self. It's those barriers that get in the way. And as we can bring awareness to it, it's half the battle. The other half is then working through them. And so when we can start to see that maybe, the feeling of not being worthy enough, or feeling needing to be a people pleaser, or being a perfectionist, or whatever that might be, that gets in the way of your moving forward in your life, then it keeps coming back in so many different forms. And so when we're in really intense times like this, it comes back in very intense ways, if you will. And it's there to kind of show you as a mirror to look at and to say, normally we could see somebody that's pushing our buttons that are making us not feel worthy. We could blame them, shame them, whatever we might want to do, or we can step back and go, okay, what is this trying to teach me? What is this old pattern that I need to work through? And when we can face it that way and work through it, it helps to alleviate it. It helps to loosen the grip it has on us, and it helps us to then root back into more of our authentic self and more groundedness. Just another little example about that is that these things, these patterns, these beliefs, these limiting elements of us, they come up everywhere. So when I'm teaching these classes, they come up in the course itself. I'll often talk about when I'm teaching, and I believe this with any teaching, is it happens on multiple levels. So you're listening to the content itself and absorbing it and integrating it, but also your relationship with the content, the course, the instructor, the other people, and yourself is something that you can observe and learn from. So am I resisting it? Am I not being able to actually commit to the time? Well, where does that is reflected in other parts of your life where you're not putting yourself first? Do you need to know everything before you move forward? Where are you doing that in your life where you're not taking enough risks? Or becoming a perfectionist. I need to make sure that the teacher sees that I'm doing a good thing and everything's done perfectly. Are you also people pleasing in different parts of your life? So whether something shows up in your personal life, in your work life, your social life, or even your educational life, your learning life, they're all connected. And so when you can see that pattern, you can start to bring it to light and awareness. And then from there, we can heal it. And I really believe that that's what's been happening for the last 2 years on a collective basis. We've seen all these things. Our hearts, our minds, our consciousness have been crying out for greater fairness, for greater freedom, from tyranny, from illusion, for greater abundance for all, and fairness for everybody. Not smaller things, but different, more specific things like better healthcare systems for everybody in different countries, better education systems that's kept up with the times, that include more consciousness and values as well, and on and on. All of these things we've been wanting and seeing, what's been wrong with all of our systems and crying for change. And the last couple of years through the pandemic and the lockdowns and everything that's resulted from that and the division has helped us to really illuminate those things that are not working for us anymore, in our political system and so forth. And so by bringing them to light, just like we're doing on our individual, we're looking at the darkness. It's hard to look at sometimes, but if we are strong enough and brave enough to look at it and not to just kind of bypass it, push it aside, but then not to also get hooked up into it, that's when we can really transcend it. And that's when we can transcend to greater and greater expressions of ourselves. And that's how we stay grounded in these really intense times. Have an awesome weekend. Take care. Bye for now.